First contact misconceptions. The Galactic Commonwealth survey vessel Stellar Seeker dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of an unremarkable solar system. Captain Zara Volthek watched through the main viewport as her crew began their standard preliminary scans. This was their 1000th such survey mission, documenting primitive worlds for eventual integration into the Commonwealth sphere of influence. Another Type 2 civilization, Captain, reported Science Officer Rendar, his crystalline appendages clicking against the sensor console. Primitive radio waves, fossil fuel emissions, and early attempts at space exploration. Typical development pattern for their evolutionary age. Zara nodded, her iridescent scales shifting in the soft light of the bridge. The third planet of this system had shown promise in long-range scans, but nothing suggested it would be more than another routine documentation mission. Proceed with standard observation protocols. Let's see what these primitives are up to. The Stellar Seeker engaged its stealth systems and moved closer to the blue-green world. Their sensors picked up the expected signs of an emerging civilization, satellites in low orbit, space stations running on solar power, and chemical rockets making tentative ventures beyond their atmosphere. Curious, Rendar muttered, adjusting his instruments. Their technological progression appears inconsistent. Some aspects of their development don't follow standard evolutionary patterns. Before Zara could respond, proximity alarms screamed across the bridge. A massive structure materialized less than a kilometer from their position, impossible, given their stealth systems were the most advanced in known space. Unknown vessel, a calm voice echoed through their communications system, bypassing all encryption, you have entered restricted space. Power down your systems and prepare for inspection. The bridge crew stared in stunned silence as dozens of ships suddenly appeared around them, their designs unlike anything in Commonwealth records. They seamlessly blended what appeared to be primitive materials with energy signatures that defied analysis. Impossible, Rendar whispered, his crystalline form vibrating with anxiety. Their energy readings, they're orders of magnitude beyond anything we've ever encountered. A human face appeared on their main display, wearing what looked like an antiquated military uniform. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Fleet. Your stealth technology is impressive, but outdated by about 4,000 years. Please comply with our instructions, or we will be forced to take action. Zara found her voice, though it trembled slightly. We are representatives of the Galactic Commonwealth. We mean no harm. We believed your world to be pre-spaceflight. A slight smile crossed Admiral Chen's face. Yes, we know. We've been watching your civilization develop for quite some time. Your Commonwealth is young, barely 10,000 years old. We've been among the stars for far longer than that. The revelation hit Zara like a physical blow. The Commonwealth prided itself on being the oldest known civilization in the galaxy. Their archaeological records went back 12,000 years. How could these humans possibly? If you're willing, Admiral Chen continued, we'd like to invite you aboard Orbital Platform Alpha. There are some things you should know about the true history of our galaxy. Her expression grew serious. And about what's coming. As their ship was gently but firmly tractor-beamed toward an enormous station that seemed to phase in and out of normal spacetime, Zara realized that everything the Commonwealth thought they knew about the galaxy's history was about to change. Rendar's sensors were going haywire, trying to analyze the station's composition. Captain, some sections of this structure appear to be millions of years old. But they're still functioning perfectly. Inside the station's docking bay, Zara and her crew encountered their first humans face to face. They looked deceptively simple, bipedal, soft-skinned, without any obvious technological augmentations. But their eyes held an ancient wisdom that sent chills down Zara's spine. Welcome to Earth, said a gray-haired human who introduced himself as Dr. Marcus Zhang, Director of Xenological Relations. We apologize for maintaining our primitive facade, but we've learned through hard experience that appearances can be useful tools. Please, follow me. We have much to discuss about the true state of our galaxy, and why we've chosen to reveal ourselves now. As they walked through corridors that seemed to defy physics itself, Zara couldn't help but notice how the humans moved with an ease that suggested complete mastery of technologies her people couldn't even comprehend. The Commonwealth's most advanced theories about space-time manipulation were apparently children's toys to these beings who had hidden themselves behind a mask of primitive simplicity. The truth was beginning to dawn on her: they hadn't discovered Earth. Earth had finally decided to let itself be found. The Ancient Archives. Dr. Zhang led the Commonwealth delegation through a series of chambers that seemed to shift and change as they walked. Captain Zara noticed how the walls occasionally became transparent, revealing vast libraries of data crystals and artifacts that appeared to span epochs. "What you're about to see," Dr. Zhang said, stopping before a massive doorway that thrummed with energy, "is the Hall of Remembrance. It contains our true history, and yours." The door dissolved, revealing a cavernous space filled with holographic displays and suspended artifacts. In the center, a massive three-dimensional map of the galaxy rotated slowly, countless points of light pulsing with different colors and intensities. Each of these lights, Zhang explained, gesturing to the map, represents a world where humanity left its mark. The red ones are active installations. The blue ones are dormant. And the white ones. He paused, his eyes growing distant. "Those are the worlds we couldn't save." Rendar moved closer to one of the displays, his crystalline form reflecting the holographic light. "These dates, they can't be correct. This shows human activity from over 3 million years ago." "They're accurate," a new voice joined them. Admiral Chen stepped out of what appeared to be solid wall. "Humanity reached the stars long before your Commonwealth's earliest records began. We were out there, exploring, building, and most importantly, protecting." Zara's scales rippled with confusion. "But your world shows all the signs of early development. The pollution, the primitive satellites, the fossil fuel usage." "A carefully maintained facade," Chen replied, waving her hand. The gallery around them transformed, showing scenes from Earth's true history. "We learned early in our development that advanced civilizations tend to draw unwanted attention. The galaxy is far more dangerous than your Commonwealth has yet discovered." The images showed humans building vast megastructures, terraforming planets, and manipulating the fabric of spacetime itself. Then came scenes of conflict, battles against something dark and terrible that seemed to consume entire star systems. "We call them the Devourers," Zhang said quietly. "They emerge from the spaces between galaxies every few million years. The last time they came, we were barely able to drive them back. We lost thousands of worlds, billions of lives. After that," Chen continued, "we made a decision. We would retreat, appear to regress. We scattered outposts across the galaxy, hidden beneath layers of spacetime, watching and waiting. We became the guardians in the dark, allowing younger races to develop while we kept watch for the Devourer's return." Zara watched as one hologram showed a familiar scene, the founding of the Galactic Commonwealth. "You were there," she whispered, recognizing human figures disguised as various alien species among the founders. "We've always been there," Zhang confirmed. "Guiding subtly, preventing catastrophic mistakes, preparing for what we knew would eventually come again." Rendar's sensors were working overtime, analyzing everything around them. "The crystalline architecture in our oldest cities, the quantum communication principles we recently discovered, they're all based on human technology, aren't they?" "Simplified versions, yes," Chen nodded. "We needed the Commonwealth to advance enough to have a fighting chance, but not so quickly that you'd draw the Devourer's attention before you were ready." A low rumble shook the station. Zhang and Chen exchanged glances. "It seems," Zhang said grimly, "that our time of hiding is coming to an end sooner than we expected." The galactic map suddenly flared with red warnings at its edges. Thousands of sensors, dormant for millennia, were activating simultaneously. Something was entering the galaxy, something massive. "Captain Volfek," Admiral Chen's voice had taken on a tone of command that seemed to resonate through Zara's very being. Your Commonwealth is about to face its greatest challenge. The question is, now that you know the truth about humanity, will you stand with us? Zara looked at the map, at the encroaching darkness, then at her crew. In that moment, she understood why humans had hidden their true nature for so long. It wasn't out of fear or shame, but out of a deep sense of responsibility. They had carried the burden of protecting the galaxy alone for millions of years. The Commonwealth will want proof, she said finally. They'll need to verify everything you've shown us. Of course, Zhang smiled. That's why we're activating the archives on every Commonwealth world simultaneously. As we speak, installations like this one are revealing themselves across the galaxy. The time for secrets is over. The station shuddered again, and more warning lights appeared on the map. The darkness at the galaxy's edge was growing. Humanity's greatest secret was out, but Zara realized this was just the beginning. The real test of both humanity's legacy and the Commonwealth's resolve was about to begin. The Guardian Protocol. The activation of ancient human installations across Commonwealth space sent shockwaves through galactic society. As Zara and her crew watched, holographic projections showed countless hidden structures emerging from their quantum slumber, massive defense platforms, monitoring stations, and research facilities that had been invisible for millennia. The Guardian Protocol was designed for exactly this scenario, Admiral Chen explained, her fingers dancing across a control interface that seemed to float in the air. Every human facility across the galaxy is now coming online, preparing for what's coming. The station's main chamber had transformed into a vast command center. Hundreds of humans had appeared, their previously simple appearances giving way to subtle technological enhancements that glowed beneath their skin. They moved with practiced efficiency, coordinating with installations light years away. Dr. Zhang guided them to a central platform where a detailed simulation played out. The Devourers aren't just another hostile species, he explained. They're a fundamental threat to the galaxy itself. They don't just consume matter and energy, they consume possibility. The simulation showed dark entities moving between stars, leaving behind worlds that appeared somehow less real, as if they had been reduced to mere sketches of themselves. Rendar's crystalline form vibrated with distress as he processed the data. Your Commonwealth technologies, your scientific achievements, they weren't just guided by us, Chen continued. They were specifically designed to be compatible with our defense systems. Every major Commonwealth discovery was a piece of a puzzle you didn't know you were solving. Zara watched as familiar Commonwealth technologies linked with ancient human systems in the simulation. The quantum resonance engines, the neural networks, even our government structures. All part of the Guardian Protocol, Zhang nodded. We needed civilizations that could think, adapt, and fight in ways the Devourers wouldn't expect. The Commonwealth isn't just an alliance of species, it's a carefully crafted weapon. A young human officer approached, her eyes glowing with streams of data. Admiral, the stellar defense grid is at 60% activation. We're detecting temporal distortions at the galaxy's edge consistent with Class 9 Devourer entities. Chen's expression hardened. They're larger than last time. Begin evacuating border worlds immediately. Active Protocol Omega-7. The station hummed with new energy as vast arrays of machinery, hidden within what had appeared to be solid walls, came to life. Zara felt a strange resonance in her scales, some kind of quantum field was enveloping the entire structure. Captain Volthek, Zhang turned to her, his expression grave. We need you to return to Commonwealth space immediately. Your people need to understand what's happening. The next few days will reshape everything they think they know about the galaxy. What exactly is Protocol Omega-7? Zara asked, noting how several humans had paused at its mention. It's why we hid ourselves for so long, Chen replied softly. Humanity's final solution against the Devourers. We're going to rewrite the fundamental laws of this region of space. Make it toxic to them. But the cost? She trailed off. The cost is that everything will change, Zhang finished. Physics itself will work differently. Most of our advanced technology will become useless. We'll have to start over, along with every other species in the galaxy. But at least there will be a galaxy left to start over in. Rendar's sensors were picking up impossible readings. The quantum fields, they're preparing to alter the very fabric of reality. Now you understand why we maintain the illusion of being primitive, Chen said. This kind of power, it tends to frighten people. But we need the Commonwealth now. Your perspectives, your innovations, they're essential to what comes next. The station shuddered again, more violently this time. The galactic map showed the darkness spreading faster, consuming entire star systems at the edge of known space. Humanity's ancient enemy had returned, stronger than ever. You should go, Zhang said urgently. Your ship has been upgraded with quantum shielding. It will protect you from the temporal distortions. The Commonwealth Council needs to hear your report before the changes begin. As Zara and her crew were escorted back to their vessel, she caught glimpses of other chambers through temporarily transparent walls, vast halls filled with machinery that seemed to bend reality itself, rooms where humans worked with technologies that made the Commonwealth's most advanced achievements look like children's toys. Remember, Chen called after them as they boarded their ship, you're not just warning them about a threat. You're telling them about their true purpose. Every Commonwealth species was chosen, guided, and prepared for this moment. The galaxy's children are about to join their elders in the fight for existence itself. The stellar seeker departed the station, its new quantum shields humming with power. Behind them, Earth's orbital platforms were transforming, revealing their true forms as vast machines designed to remake reality. Humanity's greatest secret was revealed, but their greatest challenge still lay ahead. The rising storm. The Commonwealth Council chamber erupted in chaos as Zara finished presenting her evidence. The vast amphitheater, usually a model of civilized debate, now rang with the voices of 100 species trying to process the impossible truth about humanity. Order. Supreme Counselor Vexthor's crystalline voice cut through the din. The ancient Meridian's normally luminescent form had dimmed with shock. Captain Volthek, you understand what you're suggesting? That everything we know about galactic history is a carefully crafted narrative, Zara finished, her scales rippling with remembered awe. The holographic displays around her showed the human installations emerging across Commonwealth space, their impossible technologies defying known physics. Emergency reports flooded in from the outer systems. The darkness that humans called the Devourers had consumed 3 border worlds in the time it took Zara to return. The enemies moved like living holes in space, their very presence corrupting reality. A new figure materialized in the council chamber, Admiral Chen, her image projected simultaneously to every Commonwealth world. Honorable Council, we don't have time for lengthy debates. The Devourers are stronger than in their last incursion. Our calculations show we have less than 48 hours before they reach major population centers. The chamber fell silent as Chen's words sank in. Behind her, they could see Earth's orbital platforms continuing their impossible transformation. We've begun activating the deep core installations on your fortress worlds. Your ancestors helped build them, though they didn't know their true purpose. Screens across the chamber lit up with images of massive structures emerging from beneath Commonwealth cities, mountains, even ocean floors. Technologies that had laid dormant for millennia awakened, integrating seamlessly with existing defense systems. The Commonwealth wasn't just an alliance, Chen continued. It was an incubator. Every technological advancement, every cultural shift, every diplomatic protocol, all designed to create a civilization capable of facing this threat. Your species were chosen for your unique attributes, guided along specific technological paths. Rendar, who had accompanied Zara, stepped forward. The quantum resonance patterns in our most advanced technologies, they were designed to sync with human systems from the beginning. Correct, Chen nodded. And now those systems need to work together. The Devourers cannot be fought with conventional weapons. They operate outside normal physics. To defeat them, we need to change the rules of reality itself. The chamber's central hologram showed the galaxy's spiral arms, with darkness spreading like ink through water. But now, points of light were appearing, the combined power of human and Commonwealth technologies creating a new kind of defense. We need your people's innovations, Chen explained. Humanity has the raw power to alter space-time, but your perspectives, your unique ways of thinking, they're essential to making our plan work. The Commonwealth's greatest strength was never its technology, but its diversity of thought. Alerts flashed across the chamber. The Devourers had changed course, moving faster than predicted. They were heading straight for the Commonwealth's core worlds. You're asking us to trust that humanity has been manipulating our development for millennia, Vexthor said slowly, and now want us to help implement a plan that will fundamentally alter the nature of reality? No, Chen replied, her image flickering as energy surges disrupted communications. We're asking you to understand that humanity didn't guide your development to control you, but to prepare you. We've carried the burden of guardianship alone for millions of years. Now we need partners, equals who can bring new ideas to an ancient fight. The chamber shook. On the displays, they could see the first waves of darkness approaching Commonwealth space. The Devourers moved like living equations, reducing everything they touched to simplified versions of reality. Make your choice quickly, Chen urged. Humanity can trigger the protocol alone, but the galaxy that emerges would be incomplete. We need your help to shape what comes after. To ensure that what survives is worth saving. Zara watched as the council members looked at each other, at the displays showing both impending doom and impossible salvation. The future of the galaxy hung in the balance, waiting for the children of humanity's long vigil to choose their path. Legacy of the Elders. The galaxy burned with impossible light. Across Commonwealth space, ancient human installations worked in concert with their younger allies' innovations, weaving a new kind of reality. The Devourers' advance had been slowed, but not stopped. In Earth's primary command center, Admiral Chen watched as humanity's final gambit unfolded. The combined fleets of Earth and the Commonwealth held defensive positions around key nexus points, their ships enhanced by technologies that bridged millions of years of development. The quantum resonance patterns are holding, Dr. Zhang reported, his hands moving through holographic displays. The Commonwealth's adaptations to our base technology, they're actually improving the protocol's efficiency. Around them, human and Commonwealth scientists worked side by side, each bringing their unique perspectives to the challenge of rewriting cosmic law. The Meridian's crystalline thought patterns, the Volari's multidimensional mathematics, the Zenther's temporal theories, all complementing humanity's ancient knowledge. Multiple Devourer entities approaching Sector 7, a voice called out. The main display showed the darkness pushing against the new quantum barriers, testing, probing, adapting. They're learning faster than last time, Chen muttered. Activate the secondary resonance fields. Begin Phase 2. Across the galaxy, reality itself began to shift. The careful preparations of millions of years, the hidden technologies, the guided development of countless species, it all led to this moment. The Devourers had expected to find the same galaxy they'd attacked before. Instead, they found something new. Commonwealth vessels, maintain position, Chen ordered as space itself seemed to ripple. Your shield modifications are holding. Trust in what you've built. The darkness pushed harder, trying to reduce complex reality to simplified nothingness. But where they touched the new quantum fields, they found themselves caught in paradox loops, their very nature working against them. This is remarkable, Rendar observed from his position at a sensor station. The combination of our temporal theories with your quantum manipulation, it's creating something entirely new. The Devourers recoiled from the changed spaces, but found themselves trapped by fields of altered physics. In their attempt to consume and simplify reality, they had encountered a reality that refused to be simplified. All nexus points reporting successful quantum lock, Zhang announced. Beginning final phase. The galaxy seemed to hold its breath. In that moment, every sapient being could feel the shift, fundamental forces rewriting themselves, probability and causality taking on new forms. The Devourers, creatures of pure cosmic law, found themselves in a universe that no longer obeyed their rules. "It's working," Chen breathed, watching as the dark entities began to dissolve, unable to maintain their existence in the changed reality. But the cost. Across the galaxy, advanced technology began to fail as physics itself was altered. The great machines that had protected the galaxy for millions of years went dark. Humanity's hidden cities, their impossible technologies, began to fade. "Just as you predicted," Zara said softly, watching from the Commonwealth command ship. "Everything changes. We all start over." But as the old systems failed, new ones emerged. Commonwealth innovations, developed independently but guided by human wisdom, proved more resilient to the changes. The younger races' technologies, simpler but more adaptable, began to form the foundation of a new kind of civilization. This was always the true purpose of the Commonwealth, Zhang explained as the last of the Devourers faded from existence. "Not just to fight alongside us, but to carry forward what comes after. Humanity's time as the galaxy's secret guardians is ending. Now we walk together in the light." The new reality solidified. The galaxy had changed, but it had survived. More than survived, it had evolved. The combined wisdom of ancient humans and their younger allies had created something unprecedented, a universe hostile to cosmic entropy itself. "So what now?" Vexthor asked through the quantum communications that still functioned. "How do we rebuild?" Chen smiled, looking at the displays showing Commonwealth ships helping to evacuate human installations, younger races working to adapt their technologies to the new physics. "Now," she said, "we do what humanity has always done. We explore, we learn, and we grow. But this time, we do it together." The galaxy spun on, its laws rewritten but its spirit intact. The age of secrets was over. The children had joined the elders, and together they had written a new chapter in the story of existence itself. The Devourers were gone, and in their place stood something far more powerful, a united galaxy, ready to face whatever the cosmos might bring next. Humanity's greatest secret had been revealed, their longest vigil ended. But their greatest legacy lived on in the civilization they had helped to build, a civilization that had proven itself worthy of its inheritance.